closed on Monday for maintenance and education training. In order to encourage more young people to attend, we have decided to make the museum free of charge for students with a valid ID on our first opening day of the week. A reporter is giving the weather forecast. What will the temperature be like this afternoon? Well, it looks like that sunny weather will soon be a memory of the past. A cold front morning is moving into the area, bringing in dark, gloomy weather. It will be overcast today with a high chance of precipitation tomorrow, so make sure you bring an umbrella. Four people are discussing their views on shopping. Complete the sentences below.
I never understood why people like to go to the shopping centre with their friends. One person might want to go to one store, while the other needs something from another two, and they just end up wasting a whole day there. When I need something, I just go out on my own. That way, I don't have to wait around for other people to finish their shopping, and no one needs to wait for me.
I have to admit, I am a bit of a shopaholic, particularly when it comes to houseware and decorations. I always intend on just browsing through the shop, but the next thing I know, I'm picking up several things on a whim. At least these things are usually secondhand or on sale, so I'm not blowing all of my money. My husband can't stand this. He's a very practical shopper who puts a lot of thought and research into his purchases. I guess we can say that we are totally opposites in that aspect.
I don't usually have time to shop as much as I would like, given my busy work schedule. But I must admit that I'm not very keen on using the internet to make purchases. I have heard horror stories about credit card fraud, and packages seem to go missing all of the time. Of course, I'll order things if I have to, or if I see a much better price than in store, but if I had the means, I would almost certainly always shop in store.
Being a university student has really changed how I shop. I used to be known as a Listen to a lecturer giving a talk about environmental concerns and answer the questions. A popular mindset in our modern society is that too much of our financial resources are being invested into preserving our environment as much as possible. People contend that there are more important issues to consider before expending all our capital fighting against global warming or deforestation. However, I have to disagree with those opinions, as environmental problems should be dealt with immediately. Sure, malnutrition, poverty, and violence are some examples of insurmountable problems that the world is facing right now. Yet it does not mean that the environmental troubles are less important. For instance, the amount of potable water, which is vital for our existence, is decreasing considerably. Rivers and lakes are getting drier and drier. People are still wasting water in developed countries by not turning off the taps when not in use, and overpopulation is making the shortage worse. Even though we have developed very sophisticated systems to recycle rainwater, not every country has the means or infrastructure to implement it. It is true that we must eradicate food insecurity and violence, but it is also true that the water dilemma could trigger more complications. In the worst of the scenarios, who knows? A war maybe. Furthermore, air, water, soil, and even sound pollution is responsible for causing global warming. In particular, the climate in most countries, particularly developing ones, is being modified aggressively every year due to the melting of the glaciers. Relatedly, we have witnessed more tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, floods, fires, and so on in our lifetime than ever before. And I believe the situation will exacerbate. These disasters will become more catastrophic and frequent. Natural disasters and global warming go hand in hand, and is a matter of time that they will destroy us if we do not pay attention now. Reducing pollution is a small step in the right direction, but everyone must be on board. It is critical to work on economic and social issues, but it is slightly more crucial to take care of our planet because it is our home. It is where we live. The future of our existence depends on what we are willing to do today.